Hey everybody, how's it going? We're going to be doing something. First off, check this out, updated model. Super awesome. I think it looks amazing. But we're going to be doing something a little different today. I want to get into doing some coding stuff. Yeah, let's pull up one other thing here real quick. Let me make a capture for the extension. So what I want to do is make an extension for Twitch. Let me know here. I'll put this up here. So this is the extension. Now, I want to make an extension for the Saturday voting. I know there's plenty of like voting extensions and things, but I want this to work a little differently in that it rewards people for various things. So like if you vote on something that's been in the pool for a while but nobody's picked it, you would get rewarded, or like that, so that way there's not just something that's stuck there forever, even if only one or two people want it, you know. I also want to make it so that you can use those rewards, which I guess would be like points of some kind that you would get here, and then you could kind of move the list up and down, so you could have like different things ranked at different amounts. So we might have like a list of say 10 games, and you might want to move it up to be one of the 4 that are voted on at Saturday or something like that. So there's a couple of things that I want here, but together we're going to learn how to make an extension. And as you can see, I've set up this basic hello world one. So you will see this at least is here for us to test with. Let me put this somewhere where I can see it. There we go. So I'll refresh that as we go, but I already have it set up so that I can do some development here. So for example, if I wanted to change what it says, instead of saying hello comma world, we got rid of this comma, then refreshed this extension. Oh, actually I need to turn on the, one second. Oh, it looks like we're gonna have to refresh the page. So if I go and refresh the page that I popped this out of, and then reload or repop this out here. Oh, interesting. It actually shows in the non-popped out version correctly, but when I pop it out, it no longer shows correctly. This is going to be an interesting setup. Well, those that are here will get to see it live. Why is it not doing it correctly then? That is really interesting. That the pop out is wrong. I wonder where that is. Well, that's not something I can do anything about. But maybe I'll set it up. I'm not sure how I can set this up so that it'd be easy to show off. So I guess I might just show it off when it becomes relevant. It seems wrong, but I wish the pop out actually correctly showed the changes, but it just doesn't. And I don't know why. I mean, I'm even getting the get call here. So it's kind of weird to me that it would, maybe if I make another change here, let's capitalize W and then refresh the page. It changed it correctly there. And if I pop it out, no, it didn't. It's so wild. Let me pull up this tab separately then. And what we'll do is we'll change, let's see. Where's that one that I just made? This one. And we'll do this. And we'll do this. If I have it like this and I hit refresh, no, I'll have to scroll down to it like every time. We'll leave it not cut off as much. And we'll scroll down every time. Or you know what? We have plenty of space here. So let's just do this. There we go. Now when I scroll down, you will all see this as well. So here's the extension, and you can see that the changes did make a difference here. I wonder if the pop-up is using the non-locally hosted changes and stuff, so you won't see those. Okay, we got a solution. So now when we make changes, they'll show up here. I'll have to manually go in and hit refresh on those though, which isn't a big deal, but it will take a second between changes. So now we're going to be going through kind of different examples of extensions and stuff so that I can get a hang of the API and whatnot. So let's go ahead and see. Also, I will just say right now, I am pretty tired because I had to drive through a lot of snow. So we'll see how long I last doing this before I just have to swap to something else, because my brain's not working fully right now. But for now, we'll go through as much as we can. Okay. Oh, now it's going through a tutorial on using React, which might be smart, but I'm gonna see if I can just do base stuff real quick. Or if it's gonna want me to have to use like React or something in order to actually get anything done. Let me pull up, oops, there we go. I thought I set up enough, but I may not have. Let me just see if there's like the API that I can look at and see if there's stuff that we can work on right now. Sorry, I'm over here looking at a different webpage that's not that webpage that you see to see if there's stuff to work on. Okay. Let me look at the tutorial here. So there's a couple of different things we could use for back-end stuff that it's telling us. I kind of want to just work on, we could just work on front end right now, try to get the layout and feel of it, and then work on back end. I can set it up a little bit more later for back end stuff, like database and whatnot. So for now, let's go ahead and try to get, this is going to test my HTML. It's been a while since I've done HTML stuff, but we can get like a basic layout and kind of the look and feel of it. It might be smart to get a library for that. But for now, I think we'll just do HTML, pure HTML stuff. So let me pull up some stuff for that. All right, so we've got our title. So that's going to be the title of the extension here. And then the right now, the P right here is paragraph markings. So what we can do here is instead of like paragraphs and stuff, there's a bunch of different things that we can do to make it look and feel different. So for example, I'm going to be doing like a little bit of tutorialization because I don't know how many people here actually know this kind of stuff. But for example, if we do H1, this means header 1. And if we save and refresh the page, I have to figure out which one it is. Here we go. You'll see that now it's big and bold. So what we could do is say like, you know, the current games that are up for vote, right? And then we could maybe even have, also it is a little big, so we could like do a header 2 instead or something. Also, we are able to just do manual font and style changes and whatnot. But we could have like the current games, the current 4 games that are up for vote, and then like the backlog games, or the game list. So we could have like 4 games here. I'm gonna space this out a little bit. And then under here, we'd have like the other, I don't know, maybe 6 or something, right? And eventually we'll have it pull from a database. So I could just like have a list somewhere of games and it'll pop them up here, and maybe with like their image or something. And that way we can see them all in the list. So let's go ahead and see what these changes are like. If we refresh this. Okay, so that's, you know, we could have it like this. And then we could have like the 4 games in a table layout, kind of like how I have it on Saturday, with the rest of them in the list or something like that. So why don't we go ahead and do like a table. So for a table, I do believe it's T, and then we have like rows, and within the row you'd have your columns, or is it columns and rows? Let me double check this. Yeah, it's by row like this. Okay. So then we can have like the header. Well, I guess we don't need like headers and stuff for the table because it's just going to be the 4 games. So instead, we could just have one cell. Is it cell D? Yeah. That's a cell. Data, that's why it's a D. I was like, I can't remember that. So this would be like game 1. We can pull up our list right now, actually. What games are... I guess we're playing one of them, and there's Mars was there. So we have like Killer Frequency, Children of the Sun. do it like this. Color frequency, and then, oops. Children of the sun. Okay, by the way, when working with HTML, you'll have these open and close tags. That's what they're called. So you'll see that they match, except for there's a little slash here. So what that's saying is we're starting a header 2, and then you can put whatever you want in here, and then the header 2 is done. We've finished. And so the same works with like the table. So this is the whole table. So if we want to add another row, we would put it after this row here. And then we could get like the other 2 cells in here. And in this case, we would have 2 different names in here. And I guess I'll go ahead and put Rain World. This is Rain World downpour. I think that's what the DLC is called, right? So that'll be next on our list of things we could vote for. And then we have next on the list, Little Gator Game. They do it without the apostrophe. There we go. So if we go ahead and save those changes, we can check them out here. I'm gonna have to keep muting. All right, so here's our quote-unquote table here. You'll notice there's that we might want to add in a little bit of a little bit more to these style-wise, so that they look a little bit better. And we can go ahead and do that next. Since we're just setting it up basic-wise, it's not going to be like anything insane. We're not going to like make it, you know, the final looks of it or anything like that. But I'll go ahead and do some styling here. So if you want to do a style for the whole table, we'll want to do it here. I guess we could also do like a full CSS thing, which might be smart to make a CSS file. Yeah, I might make a file. Let's do that. So for those that don't know, CSS is kind of like the styling for things like HTML, right? For the web pages. And you can make a file. So let me show this. If I go ahead and like make a file, let's just call it basic styles CSS, something like that, right? So what you could do is like you could have body, and so anything that's labeled as a body tag, you can say like font color or size or whatever. Font size, maybe we want it to be 12 point, right? So you could do something like that. And so if you ever use the body tag, then it'll be 12 point. So for example, we could say H2. We want our H2 tags. Maybe we want a different font family. I don't know what ones we have available to us right off the bat. What's fantasy look like? Oh, we're gonna actually have to link this up as well. With the style tag. And I think up here at the beginning, we can just do style I don't know if you can do a equals. How do you get? Let me double check how to link an HTML. That's Vanessa. That's file. Wow, I really should have wrapped up on my HTML. This is something I should know right off the top of my head, probably. Right, so the link tag. And I did have REL, right? That's the first thing. So we'll do a style sheet, and then we can just put in our basic styles.css. And this will link our style sheet to here. So we can go ahead and check that out. Did I save that style? Did I see the CSS? Yes. So now you see the styles are being applied here. So that's what the fantasy font looks like, I guess. We might want. I wonder if there's probably a faster way to find what they look like, but you know what? We could do. I don't know any of these really well, other than like the ones that you hear a lot about, like Helvetica or Dynasty Romer or whatever. You know what, let's just go with the classic Helvetica style for this for now. Again, we're not getting the actual look yet. So there's Helvetica for us. You can see. All right, so let's go ahead and do some table styles. So we could do like a border, and maybe we want, there's a way to do like everything at once, right? So if we do, I think there is, well, maybe not. We probably want it to, border style is what I was thinking. So we could do like dash dotted. So we're going to do like a solid line, and then maybe make it just a black border for now. We could do probably, where's width? There it is. Okay. Like a 1 point width so we could see the table. And as we're doing the style, we can, check that everything's looking all right. Oh, doesn't look like it actually applied. Oh, is it just tables that way? No. No. Video table. I guess because it's not a table tag. I put T instead of table because I'm an idiot. It's table, not T. There we go. Now we should be able to see the table in action here. There we go. Now we can see the changes that we've made so far. Now we could make it so that it crosses the middle. We do want that probably. So that would be border. Oh, hello, Danny Dev. How are you doing? I'm doing all right. Based on your username, I'm assuming you're a dev of sorts. Thank you for the follow. This is my first attempt at making an extension, but at the moment I am quite tired because I had to drive in a lot of snow and it was stressful and I'm tired from that. So we'll see how long I can last here. And I'm doing refresher. Oh, you're a very starter, Dev. Hey, welcome to the community. Dev work is a lot of fun. I programmed a lot of little games for like we call them game jams and stuff, and I work as a software engineer. But it's been a while since I've done HTML, so we might be learning together either way. Schaefer, hello, how are you doing? We're currently working on our extension. We're just doing front end stuff right now, so that means we're just kind of setting up the basics here. I didn't really do a whole lot of prep work to do back end stuff. I'll have to install some extensions. And, well, not have to, but probably want to get some libraries and things. So for right now, we're just gonna set up like our basic layout. That might be it. I mean, right now I'm so tired, but we'll see. What was the goal for the extension? That's a good question. Yeah, so what we want, this extension is going to help with the voting on Saturdays. So on Saturdays, we vote, the chat votes for the game that's being played. And so we're going to have the 4 main games that are going to be actually up for vote. And then we're going to have like a backlog list of games. And what I want here is so that one has the voting integrated. I actually don't have access to polls unless I am affiliate. For whatever reason, they locked that behind affiliate. I guess so that they're not inundated with HTML requests. I don't know. So that's one goal of it. I also want it so that it rewards people for the votes that they make. So say a game has been passed by a bunch of times and if we pass, sorry, my brain just stopped for a sec there. We want it so that if there's like games that haven't been voted on for a while and they're just still in that list, that there's more of an incentive to vote for those ones, and that would get them more points, and then that user could use the points and spend them to move games from the backlog into the vote, or to get an extra vote, or things like that, right? So there's like some kind of gamification to it as well. All right. Danny Dev, I think you might have been trying to post a link, and links are not allowed in the chat, so that has gotten erased for what I can see. And I don't exactly know what you're asking here. Okay, so we were in the middle of making this table. Let's see what we got here. We wanted... Okay, now I need to look at the table. I can't remember what we were going for. Oh, yeah. We want it so that it has the borders on the inside as well. Is that part of the border style? Border... I'm actually not super sure. Inline, maybe? Let me see here. I might have to look this one up. How many years or months of experience do I have in coding? And what language do I code? So I have just over 2 years of industry experience. So I'm relatively new, but I have been programming like little games and stuff since I was 11. So I have some experience in that, doing like game jams and stuff. I mostly now code in C++, but back in the day, I coded in almost Java exclusively. And I had like an internship for 4 months that was doing actually HTML and JavaScript stuff and C# backend stuff. I didn't do a whole lot of the front end stuff, honestly. I did mostly the backend stuff. So it's been a long time since I've done HTML, so we'll see how well this goes. And JavaScript, yeah, syntax and stuff. Gonna have to have a refresher. But I've also done like stuff in Godot, and Godot, the GD script is kind of based in Python as well. So I guess I have like Python experience via Godot as well. Also, I guess in college I did Python for like language models and whatnot, other machine learning applications. You're welcome for answering. Of course. Okay, so let's see how we can get the table to have the inside borders. I don't know if that's part of the center, but it's gotta be. Oh, you know what? It's actually gonna be part of the cell individually, I think. So if we get the cell style involved, and we have a border that's a solid border. Oh my gosh. You can see me fumbling with my keys. And let's do a width of 5 points as well. All right, let's see if that worked. I think that's actually how we need to do it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we don't need that full border on the outside, although it's not too bad of a look. Eventually we're gonna have like the images in here. Actually, I guess we could do that now. Let's get the list of backlog games first. So for the list, we want a, oh shoot, I can't remember the. I know LI is list item, but there's a way to do the list itself. I can't remember all of the syntax. UL, that's what it is. Like unordered list or something like that. Yeah, unordered list. So we can make our list, and within the list we'll have each of our items like this. And this will make like a bulleted list. Now we might do a ranked list actually. What is ranked? Ordered? But I don't. We'll keep it unordered for now. We'll get the ordering later. But some of the games that we have in our backlog of games, we've got Ghost Song Backpack Hero. Backpack Hero. And we've got Box Quest. I think that's how you spell it. Yeah. Okay, so these are the ones that we have in our backlog for now. Oh, and should deliver deliver us Mars. These are our backlog games. So now if we look at our webpage, let me refresh so everyone can see. We should have a list of the other games. So this is kind of the idea here. And then what we'll have we'll have to do like the back end stuff where we'll be able to actually interact with all of this, vote for the game we want when the voting starts, get the actual list of games from like a actual database or something, all that kind of stuff. We'll want to do back end kind of things. I think we can make them clickable front end, but they won't have any functionality until we get the back end in. And in the back end, we can send it to Twitch, so that'd be like, yeah, this, or to like some other thing, some other application to count the votes that people make and things like that. So this is the kind of the basic idea. We would have our current games that are going to be voted for on Saturday. And then we'll have the backlog of games here that has like all of the games we want to play. And then I guess we'll want like, we'll just do it in a paragraph tab, but it'll be like our coins or whatever we end up making them will be like this. And then we'll have like some number of coins that the person owns. And we could get the styling down, I suppose, so that this is always at the bottom of the extension and things like that too. Like this. So it'll have like coins. There is a way to make this like, I think they call it sticky, where it stays at the bottom. So we could try doing that. Sticky, something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's usually for the nav bar style. Yeah, so we'll have a divider here. So div is divider. That usually lets us so that we can make like sections of things. So like technically I probably should put these, you know, in like divider tabs like this. Oops, that actually did it automatically. That way we can organize it, and then we could like have an ID for these. So like this would be, I should probably do all of this so that it's easier to do specific changes and stuff. So we'll call this one backlog. And then we'll have, I don't want a capital of my ID, honestly. And then we could have a divider here. And we'll just go ahead and do that. And this one will have an ID of, right. There we go. And this one can have an ID of coins. There we go. So now the benefit of this is if we go to our little style tab here, we can actually do, based on the ID, the different things. So we could call this, what did I call it? Coins? Right. And if we do position sticky on here, then this whole divided section is going to actually stick. So if we reload this, Oh, no, that doesn't quite work. I think there might be a couple of things we need to do in addition here. Or maybe it works separately. I don't know. So we get... I think we might need to put like the positioning of it and stuff as well. So let's go with... I wonder... Because usually when you do the sticky, you... Maybe we do bottom 0? Is that how? Because usually you do like top 0, and that means like once it hits 0 on the top, it sticks. I don't know how it works on the bottom. Okay, that's it. So now you can see it's here. But now we're running into the issue that it's hard to read because it covers like this. So what we can do is make a background. So like a background color. There, we'll call it antique white, which is apparently an HTML color you can put in. Usually you put like an RGB in there, but there's some named ones. So now you can see the coin section, it stays on top and it colors like that. So that's cool. I don't know. Let's just make this list really long real quick. I'm gonna test some stuff here. If it like peeks behind and things like that. No, that looks good. So it would be something like this. And maybe we'd put the coins on the top. I don't know. It could be top or bottom. But now you can see it sticks like this. And so you'll always be able to see your coins, how many coins you have. And maybe there'll be like buttons or something on the side that we could interact with over here. Maybe. Let's try putting in the images here as well. Or maybe instead. Either of those could work. So let's grab, what we'll do is we'll save a couple images in here. Ooh, this is something. We'll do the images now front end just to show off what it might look like. But in the future, we'll probably want to pull the images from the back end, from like somewhere where they all are inherently, so that I don't have to manually change the images, right? But we can go ahead and show off what an image might look like. So let's just grab like the image for each of these. We might mess around with like, maybe we don't want borders and things. That might be something. Let me remember where I put this folder when I'm saving stuff here. Where would I have put the folder that I am looking at here? There it is. So let's call this killer frequency image. There we go. You see it show up there. Then we would want children of sun. Let's save that image. Children of the sun. You have to go, but we'll see you soon. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Thank you for the good luck. I'll see you. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for the follow again. It was great to have you. Hope to see you again. I wonder if this will have like the DLC tag for the Rain World one. See ya. All right, we got the 3 there. The 3, 4. What is 3? Like I said, my brain's not working too good. Okay, so instead of the words, or maybe along with the words, probably instead of. We'll figure it out. But what we can do here is put an image. Source for now. Oops. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? I also put an equals here. All right, so the image, the source for now will just be like the file path that we have. So this would just be like the killer frequency. And if for some reason the image was unable to load, what we can do is put in alt text here. So this would just be killer frequency. Oops. Like that. So it would show up like that if the image were unable to load for whatever reason. Which, I mean, I guess that we could just do that so I don't have to retype it. Source for that would be the sun JPEG. Then this one we have. Oh, it's not gonna do the IntelliSense because it's not correct. What did I call it? Downpour. Oh no, it did it. Okay. And then alt text rainbow downpour. Then we do another image tag. Oops. Source will be little bitty game. We'll do this so that it doesn't want to do it. Unfortunately, IntelliSense sometimes is not sure at what you want. IntelliSense is like the like you see when I'm typing, it pops up this. This is part of IntelliSense. Also, if I like mistype something, it'll show errors and things. That's also IntelliSense. That's what I'm referring to. Okay, so that one didn't pull up the underline, but I think we're fine. Now if we reload this, hey, we can see the images. Now we get to see another problem. So you see the images are way too big for the size of these, right? So what we can do is actually force the size on these images. I might just put it into here because I don't think, well, not every image, I guess, will want that size. So what we could do is actually make a class, I think is what they call it. So this will be game image or something like that. I think class is correct. If I do HTML class attribute, yeah, that's what we want. So if I put game image class on all of these, now they are all part of the same class called game image. So that means if we go into here Yeah, we'll just put the class at the bottom. Why not? And do game image like this. Now we can do styles for anything that has that class. So one of those could be size. Was there a size adjust? I wonder what that is. Okay, we'll do a percentage. Actually, if we do a percent, we could just do size that's on like one side, right? So if we do like horizontal size, then top to bottom, I can't remember how to do that. I think it might be let me look it up because I can't remember. What attributes does the image tag have? Width and height, not size. That's what it's. So width, if we do like a percent, we could say not maybe like 45% of it would be taken. So if we reload this, that should do 45% of our thing here. Oh, interesting. It's 45% of our cells if we do it that way. That's interesting. Okay, here's the alt text. Apparently I spelled Little Gator Game wrong or something. Gator Game. I wonder why that's not showing up. Oh, because I typed source wrong. That's the issue. Programming in a nutshell. Mess up one little thing. Okay, so this actually keeps the width of the whatchamacallit, the cell. This is the width of its like parent object, which in this case is the cell. So what we might actually want to do is instead do the width of the cell. And maybe we want these to have a class as well, so that we can do game cell or something. So that way we can change things here. We could also do, for example, putting all of these in one class, and instead of just doing this, like game image, we could do like image dot game image. So any image that has the game image class specifically. But I like doing it this way. So it's a little more obvious. I'm not really against doing it the other way either, because that way you could have like the class that is all one thing. Anyway, this is what we'll do now. So let's go ahead and call this width like 45%. And that'll do 45% of its parent, which will be the table itself. But I believe this will try to do 100% by default. Let's see if I'm right about all of that. Yeah. So now you can see the games like this. So now I'm kind of not liking the border if we have the games like that. So let's go ahead and just get rid of the border. Let's actually just do the width as 0 point because we want to come back to the border idea later on. We'll have the styling already set up. So something like this. Maybe we do the border around the games, but not around the full thing. This is where you'll get into like, front of, UX, user experience design and stuff like that, where you'll fiddle around with all this kind of stuff. Okay, so maybe we just don't have borders at all. Maybe we just do this. Reload. Yeah, that's probably the cleanest way to do it. So now we have the 4 games. Eventually we might make it so that like while the vote's happening, you can click on one of the 4 to vote for it or something like that. And maybe like, or maybe there's like a plus and a minus in case you click on one, you can like, that you don't want the vote set on, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out how to do that. Or maybe we type it in chat. Who knows? I'm not super sure what's available on the back end yet. Honestly. Okay, so we could have something like this. As the front end, obviously styles could change and probably will because it doesn't look good. We'll eventually want it to look good, but like I don't like this antique white. Maybe we just do normal white for now. Or like smoke so that it's a little grayish. All right. Not reload image, reload the page. There we go. So now the coins. Oh, well, would you look at that? Turns out they use that exact color, white smoke, for Twitch. Actually, we could even do, if we go into inspect here, we can actually see the code, their code. Let me show that. Not that way, the other way. You can actually see the code that they use to program it. Their page. So this is actually their code here. This is what it looks like when it's a full web page. See all these divs? Like I said, I probably should use divs more to organize things. And then you'll see here's the class. So this type of class is called inject layout. Now, if you see something like this where it looks like random craziness, that usually means they're using a library that does the like layout and look and everything. Not like set in stone. So for example, if I switched this to dark mode, all of these would need to change. But the back end normally wouldn't be able to change what the front end looks like. But if you use these different libraries, like I can't think of any of the names off the top of my head, but it'll be able to change these layouts during the runtime instead of having to have it set to one thing and one thing only. So you'll see like top nav is the actual class, and then this is like injected into the front end by the back end. So we can use like JavaScript and stuff to do that as well. But anyway, I'm trying to see if they have like they probably just have like a CSS. Like, here's the style sheet. There we go. Okay, so if we actually go to here, this link here, we can see their style guide here. Isn't that cool? And now we can understand these are all the different classes and what they look like. So if let's go back. Let's close the source. We don't need source. Let's go to the elements. You'll see there's actually a bunch of different style sheets. That way it's not all on one page. Like we could have split this up based on how many things we have. But yeah, sometimes it's fun to just go looking around in like this so you can kind of understand how these pages look or why they look the way they look and stuff like that. So they have a bunch of style sheets. We probably won't find, since there's, look at all these style sheets. Since there's so many, we probably won't find the one that actually has the color unless we know the like names. Oh, I guess it kind of shows it. Channel panels might have it. Does this have the background color? Oh, they do manual RGB. Oh, it's actually just transparent. Black transparent. That's for the overlay, the panel overlay. So they might actually just do transparency and it's just the background of the full thing here. Anyway, so that's kind of neat. We can look at how they style it and we might even be able to base it off of their style a little bit if we wanted to, which, probably not, but that's the basic idea here. Let me get some water. Also, Chad, I don't know if any of you get to see this. You see this panel down here under my About section? Because I know I can see it on the Twitch page just by going there, so I'd assume that everybody would be able to actually see this. Which means you could see it update in real time. Okay, I don't know what else I would want here. Maybe like a timer for like the voting session. Stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not sure. For now, we might actually just leave it like this until I get the backend stuff set up. And then we can do more of the functionality, you know, like being able to click these, pulling this list from a database, having a coin system, stuff like that. I might set it up so that we can do more of that kind of thing. Because that's, well, I guess we could maybe do some JavaScript. Kind of depends on how they have it set up. Let me look. We might be able to just use pure JavaScript, which I do believe I have access to right now. Let me see here. It looks like they have Node.js and MongoDB and some specific libraries that we need to install. and then they use... Yeah, okay. So it looks like we will need to set that up a little bit in the future here, but so far, that's our little extension. You know, I'm proud of what we got to so far. The basic outline of what it might look like. Obviously, we want to mess around with the styling and stuff a little bit so that it's neater. But what do y'all think so far? Any other major things you're thinking of? Say maybe something I'm missing or something that you want to see in this. Because ultimately, it's just going to be that I want chat to have fun with it. That's basically it. You know, in the end, I just want everyone to kind of see, just to have a little bit of fun, see these little things that they can interact with, have like this coin system, so it's a little gamified. So you're like, oh, do I vote for the one that hasn't been voted on in a while and get some extra points? Or maybe there's a game that I do actually really want to see, even though it's just got onto the list, so it's not going to be worth much. Stuff like that to kind of make it a little more interesting than just a vote. And a little more personalized, you know? All right, well, if there's nothing else, I think my brain's a little fried. I don't want to have to think about setting up back end stuff while everybody's here, so I'll just do that another time. And for now, we might jump into a game. Let me... Time to Morp. Probably not going to be the one that we're playing. Time to Morple. I don't know why there were a couple L's in there. All right. Let's just go to this screen for now while I set up. So we have a couple of things we can do. There's a couple of demos of games that I've been wanting to try, maybe. We could jump into a new game, though I want to hold off on new games because on... Oh, clicked the wrong button. 1 second. Not on next Wednesday, there's going to be a brand new game being released. I mean, I guess technically it's being released in early access, but they already did all of the beta tests, and this will be like the full game, but maybe missing a few extra things. So I'll keep that fun little secret everybody can look forward to playing a new game. Brand new. It'll be literally a day old when I play it for stream.